nervous.
Ayun.
I gotta pee now.
The nervous pee.
No, I'm okay. For now.
Okay. Hold it.
For now.
At least it's not nervous.
Did you hear the
What's
toilet
up,
here? Did you hear the background?
What's up, Winnipeg?
Welcome back to the West End Opinion. This is your host, Julian Gombalin, and I'm here for our first ever roundtable conversation. I'm here with a bunch of special guests. If you guys want to introduce yourselves.
It's not a round table, man.
Squad.
A square table, I guess.
It's not even a square.
Okay, well, you know what? Let's just start this over again.
Take two.
Introduce yourselves.
It's Jade again.
It's Chas. Today it's Selena.
Magic Mike.
Janessa.
It's Gerwin, aka Advent EX.
And I'm Julius.
I'll put our
Don't forget to follow
Instagram
my
handles.
Yeah, I'll add them out, right? I'll tag it all in the YouTube after.
Don't forget to follow my Twitch.
He needs more followers.
But yeah, welcome to our first ever rectangular table conversations where I guess it's a little different where we have a bunch of topics and I actually get a little bit more voices in on what's going on in everyone's mind. So I want to first of all thank everyone for coming out today. It's the first time I've ever been able to do this and I'm surprised I got this all coordinated in such a short amount of time. But yeah, I think in this room a great thing that we can talk about, well, we can actually talk about a lot of things, talk about a lot of millennial topics, and I think hearing different opinions besides the ones that I've had previously on my podcast would actually get a great kind of conversation going. Anything, first of all, before we get started, does anyone want to talk about something specifically? I do have some things that I want to bring up, but does anybody specifically have anything they want to talk about?
I think for me it'll come to me as we go along.
Anybody?
Not that I
No.
can think of.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. I've talked about this actually on the first podcast, but like I said, it's I want to hear what everyone else has to say besides my own opinion. But I've actually I had this conversation at work where there's a huge, difference regarding our generation, which is we're the millennials. Anyone ages from 1984 to 2003, we fall upon that generation, and all of us in this room fall upon that generation where we have a mentality of expecting more than we're supposed to get, and as well as we apparently, our generation doesn't follow the whole work hard aspect. We follow the more work smart. So let me ask you guys, do you guys believe that we work hard as a generation, or do you think we seem like we expect more than what our older generations have done? If you guys get what I'm getting at.
I think we all work really hard because I know the majority of people that I know literally have 2 jobs or more.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all either working 2 jobs and in school, or school full-time, part-time job. Like, the people that I surround myself with definitely work hard. And I guess it also depends on the kind of people are out there too, right?
Right.
So, I don't know. It could be both.
Right.
In a way.
I think we're forced to work hard because one thing I've always stood by is the fact that, one common Facebook argument that you see a lot is, whatever, Marjorie, you guys ruined the economy and, the price of everything has gone up. You can't just work at McDonald's and pay for your family when you could have, in the 1980s.
Right.
So all our jobs now, we're stuck between the minimum to 14 an hour wage.
Where it doesn't actually support.
And that's not enough for people to buy a home, raise a family. You either have to work 2 jobs,
right,
or go to school,
right.
But then school itself is more expensive than buying a home.
Right. Now, branching off that point, because when we were looking, if we look back 30 or so years ago, school wasn't as expensive, right? Plus, you didn't have to necessarily go to school to get a job. Now, if you think about it, you look at a lot of people in the older generations where even if you didn't necessarily go to university, as long as you worked at your job and you did your job well, and at least had a good tenure with it, you saw yourself moving up, right? Now, a lot of older generations would say, I worked this long and I worked this hard and I got up here, right? Now we look at ourselves and we say, I don't want to work as long to get that, right? And that's why we think of school, but then school puts us in that situation where we have to spend thousands of dollars, and obviously it's a lot more expensive now, to try and get that. Do you think that, well, let me ask, would you rather go to school or would you rather just work?
I was looking at the reason why I started doing school again is because I look at all of us, I look at all the job opportunities out there. What is there that can give you more than 15 an hour that you can do without going to school, that you can do without selling cars, or
Going in that commission kind of lifestyle, yeah.
without commission? What can you do? Right? And not everyone's gonna be great at selling and talking to people all day.
Yeah.
I hate talking to people all day.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the options are limited now because of what people expect from you, like as an employer and other stuff like that.
Definitely.
Statistically, jobs have never been much any more accessible than they have been back then, right? And the economy for jobs have risen so much, as well as entrepreneurship and accessibility to get your own income. And I think, well, when we look at it, you've never had to be, how can I put this in a perfect, or not a perfect, but in a word, but you never had to be so
You have to be really good at something,
yeah.
or you didn't have to be great at a business or have a super innovative idea. I don't know if that's what you're.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to go the opposite way, where
Okay.
back then a lot of jobs were trades, for example, where you
Right.
had to do the same exact thing every single day for 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours a day. Whereas nowadays, you've never had more ability to be as creative to make money, basically, right? You look at YouTube stars, you look at YouTube content creators and everything like that, self-made billionaires, millionaires, where they have their own idea and they easily make money. And these kids are our age or younger or slightly older, right? You never used to see that kind of stuff when we were younger, and I think that's a good way to transition to social media, for example, right? Our generation has actually benefited from having social media to be able to gain so much success,
100%.
right?
Like back in the day, we didn't have the tools we do now, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm trying to get off. It's would you rather invest your time into doing something like that, or would you rather go to school, right? Because our older generations are telling us we should go to school,
Yeah.
but the rest of the world is showing that you don't have to necessarily go to school to be successful, right? So that's what I'm trying to get is what do you guys think about that kind of mentality? How would you base yourselves off of that now? Because we're living in that life where a lot of our parents are saying, go to school, get that education, and you will be successful. But we look at the rest of the world and it's these guys don't go to school. Some of them didn't even finish high school, and then they're
Yeah.
making all this kind of money off of this. What would you rather invest your time in, right? But that's what I want to know is what would you rather do?
Well, what we're told is that education is the sure thing. You can't rely on
You need
popularity and all that
Yeah.
stuff to get you
yeah.
to that level of having so much money and being able to sustain your life like that.
It's because if you go to school and then get a well-paying job after, it's the most consistent way to end up successful in the long run, right?
Yeah.
From what a lot of the people that I content creators that I watch, YouTubers and Twitch streamers, they're constantly talking about how nowadays if you want to be a content creator, you basically have to be lucky.
Right.
You either have to be really good at the game that you're playing, and then even then, if you're good, most of the time, if you're good, you're not gonna get your name out there unless you get noticed by a big name, like Ninja, for example, right?
Right.
And even then, that's exactly what I said. It's pure luck. Like, and it's either you're gonna be lucky or really good at what you're doing.
And I feel
Or-
like people have to like you.
Yeah, you have to be likable.
You have to.
Or entertaining.
Or entertaining. That was the third
Yeah.
point that I was
Doesn't
gonna
matter
get.
how
You have to
good you
be
are.
entertaining. You have to have something over some of the other content creators to make people think, hey, I'm just gonna watch this guy because blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Like you have to be unique and you have to be different.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is hard because there's how many people doing that stuff now.
Exactly.
Yeah, like Fortnite. Like it's crazy to me to think that Ninja makes what 600,000 a month, right?
Stupid.
That's a stupid amount of money. That's ridiculous. This guy streams with Drake. He's playing like with Lil Yachty last week. Yeah, that's crazy.
What the heck?
You didn't know this?
I don't know anything. I don't know any game stuff.
Okay.
Damn,
That's
tour changed you.
Shut up.
People that aren't even into gaming know that Drake played with Ninja.
So who
Clearly,
is,
obviously,
who is Ninja? Like just
Ninja
a
cares.
person?
Tyler Levins. He
Just throws out a name still.
Tyler Ninja.
Oh, Tyler Levins. You don't know?
You didn't know Tyler Ninja Blevins?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, of course.
Oh yeah. Saw him just the other day.
Ninja's he's one of those like Twitch streamers for Fortnite that was recognized because he was ridiculously good at the game. Like
Crazy.
I will show you a clip, but he there's countless clips of Ninja that like where he like it looks like he's not even trying. It looks like he can play this game with his feet.
Fucking hate those people that just like are so good at frickin' everything that don't even have to try.
And I personally don't like watch him lots.
Yeah.
Ninja Chas watches him lots. You can probably vouch for this where when I say he's pretty funny, he has that PewDiePie personality where like
I don't like him anymore.
Scrawny white guy.
blows everything that he does out of proportion. Like he overreacts to everything.
So
He
just a
gets-
yelling white guy.
Wait,
Yeah.
wasn't he actually like supposed to not swear as much anymore because he has like a lot of
Yeah.
like children content and people are getting
That
hate
was
for that?
that was something that like from the beginning he's been like his people the people that watch him are like have like from the beginning they've been children.
Right.
So-
Like
Fortnite
there's been a lot of
audience.
children. Yeah, Fortnite. Like
The
the game
former-
looks like a cartoon,
The
right?
former
Yeah.
Call of Duty audience.
Yeah, pretty much.
Didn't he used to play
yeah.
PUBG and Halo
Yeah.
or something like that?
Yeah, he was a big Halo streamer.
Yeah.
Streamer, yeah.
Then he stopped, he said.
Halo.
Yeah, apparently.
Sick.
I saw that.
I feel like every single one of these content creators that are good now, all the ones that I watch at least, have either moved from
Halo.
Halo or like
CS.
yeah.
Yeah.
Shroud.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shroud is you're unreal.
Used to be a competitive player, then
Cloud9, like international.
Yeah.
They won tournaments for.
These guys are our age too, hey?
yeah.
That's messed up. Okay, let me ask you this then, because I'm going to branch off that point. There's so much success for them right now.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Like, what would they do once, it dies down?
Well,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
well, some people can be like analysts, like for actual competitive games,
Right.
Which is a really good thing. Like, if you're still into the competitive scene, but you're not really just playing. So, yeah, that's one job, I think.
Okay.
Not only just analysisizers. Analyzers.
Analysis scissors.
Not only analysts, but like if the whole like hype for a game ever dies down, or like people stop watching you because you just fall off. PewDiePie. Yeah.
You mean
I don't
sell
know
out?
why he does.
No.
Scooby Pie.
Most of these streamers have made so much money off of like
Other things.
other things too, like most
Endorsements.
sponsors, like
Yeah. Endorsements.
Must be nice.
there's a lot of I'm gonna touch on this again, but there's a lot of my content creators that I watch that have like branched off from YouTube to start streaming on Twitch, because on Twitch or from YouTube, like most of their videos don't even make that much money anymore, right? So they've been not only reaching out to Twitch, but like reaching out to a lot of companies that will pay them to say their name in their videos.
Now, is it them reaching out, or is it the companies that?
Sometimes
are reaching
it's like it's both ways. Like I've seen some content creators reaching out to people, or the other way around, where hey, you're big, please say Coke in this video.
Please.
I'll do it for free.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do it for free.
Or even just aside from gamers, like beauty, like
I was gonna say,
Beauty
yeah.
Yeah, all you have to do is post a picture on Instagram, #ad, and it's like, there you go.
yeah. Or
Wow.
like your when you get the product for free.
Oh, and then you just
Man,
use it. Like,
PR, like
Yeah.
PR products. I wish.
So how are PR products?
When like the company sends you stuff,
Yeah,
just like
they'll just.
they'll send you stuff, and then like it's
Just
up
to
to you
advertise
whether
it.
you.
Yeah.
They find you for
advertise
that
it.
shit?
You're
Yeah.
famous, yeah.
I have
They want you to.
not only like beauty like
Yeah.
people that
Yeah.
like
Other things, too, yeah.
beautiful people. Beautiful people.
Beauty pie?
I was big into Nerf before, like
Oh,
Nerf
yeah.
guns.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
like people that still make content about Nerf and Nerfing, like the foam guns,
Yeah, yeah.
they
Yeah, or even
they still
just-
get people. They still get
They still
stuff
send
sent to them, which is crazy to me.
or
Like
even like reviews on technology.
just to review it, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, hey, make a
Oh
video.
yeah,
on this.
reviews on technology. What's up?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Hi. Hi.
Welcome to the podcast.
You want?
But I want to track back. Or Mike, did you have something to say?
Oh, I was gonna say the only way streaming is gonna die is when games stop being fun.
I
And-
wonder if ever like YouTube is gonna die out.
Well, that's what I wanted to get at. Is like
Like what
What-
will happen and what will replace YouTube because of how many millions of
virtual
people
reality too,
have like
VR. too.
gotten
Me TV.
famous
Yeah.
and gotten paid from YouTube and has like had a full career out of it. Like,
Yeah.
what's gonna happen when it just dies
Well,
out?
this is where I want to ask you because out of all of us in this room, Joyce, I think you're the only one that's still actually like properly in school full time, whether it be like dance or whatever. But like, I want to ask you, like, how do you feel when you see people that are famous on YouTube that they don't go to school, they haven't gone to school, but they have all success, and then there's people like yourself or us that are, I guess, trying to find an education to even just kind of survive. Like, how does it feel? How do you feel about that? And like, how does it motivate you to continue to go to school?
Well, I think because like my parents are old-fashioned, I feel like working hard is like the best way to get through life.
Right.
And I'm not saying that like YouTubers are like not working as hard. They are working so hard to like put out content for everyone, and
There's some people
and
that
I admire that.
Right.
But like what you said before, you got to be really lucky, and just having an education is very, very. It's a constant. Like you,
Yeah, it is.
it's given to you that if you go to school, you will get a job. So it's. Yeah, so I think just working hard is like the best way.
Okay. Then I'm gonna branch off your point where your parents told you. Do you feel like you're going to school? Is it more for you or more for the fact that you're? I'm not saying like you targeted, but they're old-fashioned generations. Like I said, like millennials, where we're heavily influenced by what our parents told us, but not by our own choices. Do you feel like those who are going to school are doing it for themselves or because of their parents?
It depends on, I guess, where you were raised. Like
Okay.
I know some
Yeah, right.
Asian parents want their kids to go into sciences or into business, and to become like famous and like doctors and nurses.
Damn doctors.
All the big names.
So, well, for me, I wanted to be a doctor, so I went to school and I got my biochem major.
Right.
So that's right there. But then at the same time, I was dancing in a program, and they told me that I can actually have a career in dance.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of my thing, that I wanted to dance.
Right.
So it's just if you're given the opportunity, then you should take it.
Yeah.
So
Right.
so I took that opportunity. So it sort of like balances out. Like I'm doing it for my goal in life is to be
A dancing doctor.
that's totally it. I want to dance to show my talent to the world, but also I want to help people and like make them feel better or heal them. So
That's very Michael Jackson like right there. Heal the world.
know the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, like some of us don't have the opportunity to give their talent to the world, or don't have a chance to, because not given the opportunity. And I'm very grateful that I got that chance.
You know what's crazy is back in before Twitch and streaming and gaming was a thing, we used to dream about, oh, I hope I get noticed as a singer.
Mm-hmm.
People would try to sing everywhere
Yep.
or dance
Yeah.
Yep.
and try to get
Yeah.
noticed there.
Play
Now
music.
it's like I'm gonna record my gameplay or stream and maybe I'll get noticed. You know what I mean?
There's still people that do the whole like, oh, I hope I get noticed as a singer, but they're still using YouTube as a platform.
Yeah, that's true, and that's true. Like I guess like growing up around our age,
Yeah.
like how many people are still singing or dancing? I mean, a lot of the project people are still dancing. Obviously, not necessarily to get famous, but like from our age group, growing from that to the age of streaming and gaming online now. Like, yeah, I don't know. I just thought of that because now, like, if people aren't trying to get famous through. I mean, it's just crazy how gaming is a thing you can get famous for now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Used to get in trouble from gaming, hey? From my parents.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
Me too.
And then I did it way too much to the point where they could not stop me anymore.
That's,
And now that's
that's where
all-
my brother's at. Because we would get so angry. Like, we'd try to put him in through all different kinds of sports, and he hated it.
Oh, that was me.
And then like, finally, we put him into piano.
Piano.
Like a few years ago, and even then he was like complaining about going, and
Does
now he's literally all about gaming. Like he has 2 screens, 2 of everything. I don't even know what he plays.
Only 2?
Just two.
Only 2? Wow.
Get the fuck out of here!
What a scrub. Bet
Well,
he's sober.
He's not paid for anything, so
Oh yeah. You mean
Like-
he's not gonna drop 5,000 on a computer?
no, he's
No,
only like
I-
14.
What a nerd, man.
Yeah. What a nerd.
What is he? Okay,
He's 15.
but what? Do you know what he wants to be when he grows up?
Fortnite. Oh.
Tyler Ninja Blevins.
I
wanna
think
be
he's
ninja.
like I think he's mentioned like like a game
Game.
like
Graphic
a
designer?
Game
graphic designer,
Graphic
thank you.
designer,
But I'm like, you don't even go to art.
Oh,
You
really?
can't draw. You can't do much of any artistic things at all besides piano.
Scrub.
So like I honestly don't even know what he wants to do, but it's definitely like in the game world. So and that might change 100% by the time he's 18, 20
Yeah.
and going to school.
It's
Right.
sad that like little kids are like, oh, when I grow up, I'm gonna be a YouTuber, or like I'm in grade 1 and I'm a
Yeah,
video
see?
game expert.
Yeah, that's.
And
a
they
good
talk
point.
to me about video games that they shouldn't even be.
So this is the
watching.
next generation.
Yeah.
This is the next generation after our
Little kids,
generation.
yeah.
Generation Z, I think. Right.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
But that's their mentality
Yeah.
now, where they like everyone, all the kids are
Yeah.
wanting to be like.
Kids have told me straight up, I don't need to go to school because I can just be a YouTuber.
Oh no.
Yeah, they're like, I don't need to finish school.
So, what would be really the difference between that versus this? Our generation wanting to be famous off YouTube.
We finished school already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know we've lived a lot more life than they have.
Yeah.
Like, but really.
Well, that's where I want to get at. Where like how does a teacher, for example, motivate a kid to go through school when they're seeing and they're so influenced by social media through like YouTube and Twitch out there that they're just like, well, as long as I can do that and figure something how to do that, like there's no point in me going to school.
And Instagram, because a lot of people from YouTube just went straight to Instagram.
By the way, I hate it when kids have like multiple Instagrams to post like random things.
That's what you mentioned.
Really?
I
The
hate it.
spam accounts.
Spam accounts? Yeah, by the way.
My cousin does that.
That's so stupid.
What's it for?
That's what I said.
Okay,
So what's it for?
They have their regular
Getting too
account where
old
they
for
post
this.
their nice pictures,
Uh-huh.
and then their spam account is where they post all the other pictures that they don't want anybody else to see, but they still want to post it.
Does that just sound so stupid?
Get a Tumblr.
Tumblr! Bring back Tumblr!
Wow.
That's what
Please
it's
don't.
Secret.
Tumblr was the best. Fucking repost.
MSN days.
You scroll really fast.
MSN days. Do you remember the
What?
days where you'd go like after school and be on MSN with all your friends that
Nudge,
you just
nudge,
left?
nudge.
Yeah, and then play all like the MSN games.
Yeah.
Uno.
Checkers?
Checkers.
I go hard on checkers and,
And then-
Tetris. Oh
I play Uno.
my god. Oh wait,
We
Tetris on
expanded.
Facebook.
Me and my friends expanded.
remember
Yeah,
Facebook?
yeah.
Fuck!
Like all these like
Oh my God.
computer games, not only just the MSN games we did. Like,
And then
since I was-
Sims.
Throwing sheep at people? Wild.
Motherload. Just
I
to
know.
build your
LODE?
dream house.
Mother LODE?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna take this peasant and give them a mansion. Like, here you go.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's continue this, but I want to say, if you guys become parents, how would you motivate your kids to go to school if they're so influenced? If you see the next generation, they're going to be so influenced by YouTube and Twitch, and then, you know, they'll see, just like what Jade said with the kids that she works with, that, you know, as long as I can get onto YouTube or Twitch or whatever, I don't need to go to school. What would you say to your kids, or how would you motivate your kids to say, you could do, see, that's the thing, I don't even know how to word it, but how would you...
I think it's like a lot of extracurricular activities is what. So you like branch their minds off of, or like what else to do other than school. So then there's like soccer, hockey, football, any sort of sports. And then there's like musical things or, I don't know, like...
yeah, like they don't have to go to school for
Yeah.
like to be doctor. Nothing against that, but
It's all good.
Or like just, I don't know. I'm just kind of like, I'm a little old school, like just be active with the kids, because for my parents, when I was growing up, they were kind of active, and then for my brothers, because we're 8 years apart, they weren't. And I think that was a big issue as to why he games all the time at 15. But I don't know.
no difference between gaming all the time at 15 and gaming all the time at 25. So I'm just kidding.
10-year difference, that's it.
I feel like the world is evolving too much to, like, can we like easily say like school is still the best option?
It
I
is.
guess
Probably
it
should be. It should be.
But I've never
Right.
went to school. I only
Right.
did high school.
Yeah.
Right.
And I've
But-
just been working and trying to like do my own thing.
Yeah, and that's fair. The reason why I started going to school was 10 years from now, how much more money can I make without getting lucky or doing
Right. Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, realistically, looking at how it is now, like, school would be the reliable way
Mhm.
to
Exactly.
There you go. That's
good
it.
income.
That's it.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Absolutely.
And you know, and people have always been big on, or nowadays being big on, you know, letting their kids, like at the end of it, decide for themselves. So as much as like I can say like, I can hope that they're gonna be as mindful as I am, where it's like, you know, at some point, if you don't have a passion that's gonna take you farther than what you're doing right now, like if you're not gonna get a career in a specific passion, then you're gonna have to find a job that you enjoy doing. Because yeah, we're mid-20s, right? I'm 25 now,
Oh, mid-20s.
right? That's huge difference from 21. 21, you're like, shit, I'm 21. Let's go to America and drink, right? America.
This is America.
This is America.
Don't get you slipping now.
Yeah, but then you know, soon enough we're gonna be 26, 27, and then school. If I went to college, takes 2 years. Let's say that, right?
Right.
So by the time I'm finished school, I'll be 27, and then I can start planning for a house kids when I'm 27 after I've done school. So, and like people go to school for like 8 years, you know, to get where they want to be, right? So it kind of sucks because like, you know, sorry, my point is like, to get my kids to go to school, I just want to show them where I am at that time. Ideally, when I have a kid, I'll be mid-30s or 30-something, right?
Right.
And I'll show them, like, hey, it took me 2 years to finish college. I started when I was 25.
Right.
And I got to this point where I could have a kid and have a house. But that's really it. Either lead by example and hope they can try to do the same path as me.
Right.
Yeah, that's all you can really do is lead by example.
Yeah, because like if I could, I would have been a singer a long time ago.
Yeah.
I would have been in a band, ideally too.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, I would have said, yo, we should make a band.
Of course.
I should probably do something other than kind of sing. That's the problem.
Would that be your dream job?
Dream job?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be unrealistic dream job.
Okay.
Be a singer.
Mike and I had a fun conversation of your dream realistic job and dream unrealistic job. So, what was yours, Mike? Your dream realistic would be?
My realistic dream job would be to do like game programming or design.
Right.
Skip dishes.
Skip dishes the game.
How many food orders can you take home and not get caught?
But then,
Curious do that shit.
but then your dream, wait, is that your dream realistic?
BTS.
That's my realistic dream job.
But then your dream unrealistic would be?
My unrealistic dream job would be to be like a famous singer.
Right.
Yeah, in a band too.
The Philippines, being artista.
So what would yours be then?
Artista.
If you had a dream realistic and dream unrealistic. So dream realistic would be like if I...
I don't have an unrealistic dream.
Okay.
That's kind of where I
So what would it be then?
Like
What's
right
your-
now, my dream is to... Okay, actually, the unrealistic
Oh,
dream...
Oh wow, you changed your mind so fast. It's almost like you had this planned. Okay, carry on. Go ahead.
Unrealistic dream is like to backup dance for Beyonce.
Yeah.
Lord knows that's not happening.
Wait,
But
are you sure that's your dream, or are you gonna change your mind?
no. Like, I've always wanted to be like a backup dancer for Beyonce. Like that is still my idol, my icon. But like realistically, to be a backup dancer.
At Beyonce after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, tweet it.
But like with the look that I already have to be that, I only can really realistically go for like Camila Cabello or like Selena Gomez or like
Different ends of the spectrum.
No, I'm saying that's still awesome. Like I wouldn't say that's unrealistic.
Oh, I'm like,
That's
I thought you were like, oh, Selena Gomez is up here, but who's Camila Cabello, right?
Oh, that's the opposite.
no, it's just like the look
Oh.
of everything because those artists want dancers and people that kind of look the same to them. That's why you see very little white girls with Beyonce. The only other white girl is like a redhead white girl from Montreal, and then a blonde, tall, skinny white girl.
Oh, you actually know specific people?
Yeah.
Oh, what the
Specific-
hell? I thought you were just like
Yeah.
throwing out random people's like...
No,
the hell?
I'm crazy. I follow some of the dancers on social media.
Oh, okay.
But a lot of them and a lot of her dance captains are just black women with big afros that are similar to Beyonce. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
This is America.
So what would yours be, Graham?
Okay. It's actually like as I've been growing up and getting into different stuff, it's actually like my unrealistic dream job, like has definitely changed, like over the years, and like right now, unrealistic dream job would be working for like a big like gaming company, kind of like with Mike.
Ubisoft?
But mine's realistic.
Yeah.
Ubisoft.
Yeah, but no, mine would have been like working for like their esports,
Yo, that's
their
throwback.
esports department, right? As
Thank
like
you.
A commentator?
yeah,
That'd be sick.
it's unrealistic to me just because I don't ever think that I would like that would ever happen to me. But if it
Realistic?
realistic would be something to do with game design as well. But more in the music department. I like ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a game composer, like a music composer.
Game composer?
I would compose a game. I would compose the music for a game.
That'd be cool.
Oh, that'd be pretty sick, actually.
That'd
you
be
said-
so cool.
You said realistic, right?
This is my realistic one.
Are you going to are you planning on trying to ever do anything for it, or like school wise either? Sorry, when I said realistic, I meant like this is I'm
Something
actually
that I
trying
could
to get
do,
a
yeah.
school for it. Yeah,
I mean,
I
you
guess that-
could do it.
you
though.
could.
I could do
I guess
it.
so that
That's
makes it realistic.
Yeah,
That's
like
why-
realistic
that's
as in
why-
like if
that's
you
my
actually just
realistic
did those like some specific steps,
Mhm.
you would get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Joyce?
My dream job?
Realistic and unrealistic.
Realistic? I don't know, like
Doctor
like-
Dancer.
like unrealistic and realistic are kind of just words, and like if you really put your mind to it, I'm pretty sure you can make anything happen.
Ooh, knowledge.
I can't make myself sound like a better singer. So,
Auto tune.
eh.
I can't make the fact that I fumble over words. I'm just kidding.
Well, there's like
So then let's just say for you, what do you want to do?
to be honest, I just want to make my family happy. I want to make my mom and dad happy, doing
Okay.
whatever I want to do.
So what is it that you want to do then? Is it like career? Let's just go with career. Let's keep it simple. Like career. Do you want to be a doctor? Do you want to be a dancer? Do you want to like what is it? What is it that you want to do? Just for the sake of the topic.
Like I want to do both.
Backup
I
dancer
feel like,
BTS.
like I feel like I can do both.
Backup doctor.
Like I feel like I can do both. I feel like I have the smarts that I can have for a doctor, but also have the physicality and the talent to like run my own company or run my own dance.
You don't have an unrealistic dream job because
Yeah.
you're pushing for your realistic one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's going to happen for
That's
sure.
fine.
Yeah.
That's really it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's
awesome.
not. It's not unrealistic because that's such a high end of a job, and you're getting closer to it.
And what's
So it's
like,
realistic.
what's nice for you is that you have both of them going at the same time. Because there's so many people that, like me, for example, wants to go for the biggest dream, but then like kind of has a backup plan after. And I'm not doing
I
both
do have
at the
that
same
too.
time.
Like I have those days where I'm just, oh, I feel like I don't want to be a doctor, but I do have a plan B. Like I want to be.
Yeah.
If I don't want to be a doctor, I can be a physiotherapist. Because like
Right.
it somewhat still ties in with dancing. Like if someone gets hurt, I can like help
That's
out.
what I
like-
wanted to do.
Physio?
Yeah.
A lot of people want to do physio.
But I didn't want to go in school for 7 years. 5, 6 years.
And that's the thing probably with this generation that they don't want to like
put the time in.
put the time in. They want something
Right,
that's really
exactly. That's
quick.
what I was trying to talk about earlier. Is where the older generations were more into when you put the time in, the success will follow. Whereas for us, we'd rather have the success as soon as possible. Where that's what I was trying to talking about the work hard versus work smart, right? We're trying to find ways to work
True.
as efficient as possible to get to our success as soon as possible, right? And I guess our older generations don't understand what we're trying to do, but at the same time, we're not getting the values of what they're trying to teach us, right? And there's a huge gap and I guess a miscommunication between the two generations. Yeah, I'll actually go back into that point afterward. But how about you, Jay? What's your dream realistic and unrealistic job?
You skipped yourself.
I'll go last.
Okay.
I'm the special.
Special. Wow. It's almost like this is your podcast.
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh.
Ew.
Unrealistic? Probably like a singer, yeah. But
Singer.
then
You could do it though.
That's the thing. Yeah.
But
That's the thing, it's more realistic for you.
But then that's the thing though, like you have to be lucky.
Jay does have a YouTube song.
She's really lucky.
She has a one produced song on YouTube.
Follow her on Twitch.
I don't even play.
Oh, sorry.
You can play.
Just play Sims.
And sing.
Bring Sims back.
Oh, I love Sims.
Hashtag.
Welcome back to
Sing-
Sims.
Singing Sim series. Sick.
Realistic job.
Realistic. A vet.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, you love animals.
I can't do
A
it.
veteran? Sorry. I'm
I
sorry.
can heard crickets.
I heard the tumbleweed.
Better take care of the crickets before squashing.
You guys obviously can't see us, but we all like looked at Mike.
You just glared.
We just glared.
That's a lie. You don't know if they looked at me. How you can't tell.
How about
We
you,
also
Jess?
don't know if he's a vet.
Unrealistic would be a person that builds a company from the ground up. So basically to own my own
Entrepreneur.
company. Yeah. But it's unrealistic because I have no ideas of what I'd sell.
Yet.
Yes, it's unrealistic because I know there's so much out
Temporarily.
there and I don't know how to be creative and
I
branch
can
out.
give you business ideas. I have dumb ideas all the time.
Just watch
I
Shark
can get
Tank.
paid for.
Just watch Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Make you feel
Yeah,
better
yeah.
about yourself sometimes.
I was watching oh, that's such a good idea. Like, why?
Why didn't I think of that?
Realistically,
Make Coke healthy as water.
Jake.
Wow. And then just as tasty.
Yeah, sorry.
It's called Soda Stream.
Okay, I actually
What? It all tastes the same.
realistically, I just like climbing up the ladder through the business so I can learn as much as I can, and potentially make that unrealistic dream happen.
Also, school helps with that too.
Yeah.
That's where the old mindset comes in.
This is it, yeah, but I just don't have the
Business.
motivation to go to school. And it started because right after school I went to school and I felt like,
After school, I went to school.
yes,
People die when they're kids.
yes, and I felt like after graduating I didn't get what I wanted or from it. I didn't get the job that I wanted. I didn't do a lot of things with it. And I felt like I was lost for the longest time, but I just go with the flow now, and I feel like I do what I want to do, and that makes me happy still. So I'm going with the flow. Yeah.
That's cool.
How about you, Selena?
Unrealistically, something with art. But growing up, my parents were discouraging from singing, drawing, dancing, anything like
Because
that.
they're Asian.
They're science, school.
That's
Science,
wild.
math, money,
Science rules.
So realistically, it would be
Bill
something
Nye,
like
science
medical
guy.
field.
medical field.
Yeah.
Yeah. A doctor?
No, something less school though.
Doctor's
doctor's
assistant.
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 People that look at doctors.
Nurses, nurse
Something
practitioner.
receptionist,
People who
even
look at
in the
nurses.
office, something like
Reception.
that. But
Because
that's
those-
school. I don't want to do the whole medical school thing.
Those courses only are 6 months.
Which?
Like
That's-
receptionist, like nurse receptionist.
Yeah, those ones are short.
Medical receptionist?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
They're
Those are,
the
super
unit
short.
clerks. Yeah,
I don't fucking know.
but
Do
there's
You should do it.
yeah, you should do it.
Yeah, I'm thinking of it.
It was
I have to go
literally
back to
under
school
a year.
eventually, so.
Yeah.
You're in Winnipeg to go to school, so.
And it's the cheapest in the
Mine as
country.
well.
You can do it.
School.
What can I do?
Squell.
Julian, what about you?
Oh, you missed Mike.
Already.
Oh, Mike, oh, you were the
No,
first
you
one.
didn't miss Mike.
Y'all
You missed
me.
Julian. I meant that. Sorry.
Realistic would be a professional soccer athlete.
Wow.
I'm not good enough for that. I can never get into that.
Bend it like Beckham.
You don't act enough to do that.
Yeah.
True.
Flops.
Oh, my leg's broken.
They touched your head.
Crazy.
Like that guy who hurt his leg, but he was still playing afterwards.
Last year, the
Oh
first game.
my.
Stupid. Realistic.
BK Subban.
I was gonna say.
Fuck that guy.
Bigger flopper than LeBron. Just kidding. I don't know basketball. Anyways, yeah.
Realistic would be a sports analyst for any kind of thing, like Sports Center or something. I don't want to be in front of the TV or the camera, but
So you just want to call.
I just want to be watching the games and recording.
Podcasts.
And
What's
actually,
his
that'd
name?
be pretty sweet though.
What's his name from One Tree Hill?
Marvin McFadden.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kid was sick, but he was on TV. I don't want to be part
He
of TV.
ended up on TV, but he
Yeah.
started behind.
Yeah, I just want to be in this podcast. I'm trying to low key slip in there.
That'd be dope.
But yeah.
Okay, Jim.
What?
Okay, Jim.
Jim.
He wanted to be a sports analyst. or
From The
something.
Office?
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't watch it.
Right, guys? Right? I'm right.
Oh, thanks.
I don't
I
remember.
got you. Though.
Just awkwardly wrong, as usual.
Okay.
Sorry.
No worries. What was I going to talk about?
Can I touch up on something?
Sure.
Touch up. Hang on.
Go for it.
Makeup?
The whole thing. Wake up.
No, it's
Makeup. He said makeup.
Wake up.
Get up, put some attention. It's a makeup.
The whole like. I don't even know what I'm trying to get at.
Sorry.
But like.
What? I'm sorry.
The whole like fact like with parents like telling us that we need to go to school and all that stuff there because we will be successful. The thing with that is that like I have like lots of friends that have gone to school for so long only to either not find a job when they're done or get a job and you're making a minimum 30,000. Right, and you have to work for a long time to get higher up. Like my I have one friend that went to school I think it was just a year of school, right? And he's an assistant manager at Kohl's at KP. And if he were like all the jobs that he was looking at are consistently all like at 30K, and like I really am no like I'm no like position to compare it to something like Rogers where like last year I'm like a little bit under 32, and that was like you guys all know my work habits. I'm like constantly on Snapchat, obviously in the back room.
On the toilet?
On the toilet, yeah. I get paid
EB
like,
Games.
at least 40 hours on the toilet. No.
Just putting him on blast.
I'm kidding. I'm so
I'm putting myself
Don't
on.
hire Gerwin LeCap. He's the worst employee. Put under the bus.
Put or
But like with all minimum effort that I put in, I made just as much money, and I like that's a minimum, right?
Right.
I'm at the minimum amount that I could have made because I didn't work as hard as he who shall not be named. He's one of the like the higher like he has a higher like
Okay.
he has a higher
Yeah.
money salary
Market.
whatever
Higher earning. Yeah,
earning
yeah.
that from last year than anyone else at our job. And I don't know.
Sorry.
I just know. What I'm trying to get at is that like I'm not going to go to school, right? That's not something that I wanted to do. It's also the fact that like I don't have the worth ethic or even the attention span to even sit down in a class and listen to someone talk, just to try to learn where my education mainly came from the internet.
Fair enough.
That's just something I wanted to talk about, like
Right.
touch upon. We
That's
don't even have
another
to
thing
expand
too.
on it.
There's so many things out there where like you don't even need school anymore the way that you used to back then.
Yeah.
Cause like I don't know, like for photography, for instance, like
Wow,
people back then like needed to go to school to become like some sort of professional photographer.
Right.
Now like you don't really need to do that.
Buy an iPhone. Just-
Yeah, and photography like skills and like accessories or something. I don't know. Like sometimes you don't even need a professional camera.
Right.
Like
iPhone.
Hashtag iPhone.
yeah,
I got shot on.
iPhones are very
Reliable.
well equipped of all that shit that you photographers already have. You know, and then there's new phones coming out every year, literally. The Huawei.
Huiwi.
Yeah, so like times like that has changed too.
I wanna touch upon what Gurun was saying, where a lot of jobs, like they'll finish school and they'll look for a job, but they'll only find it, to make a certain amount of money. Can you also think about the fact that we're looking at Manitoba, for example?
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of job opportunities here, right? In the scale of the world, Canada and North America, jobs have never been more available to us. So is it like, I guess it's also comfortability for us. Would you leave, if you go to school, are you okay to leave Manitoba or the place that you're from to get that success, or would you rather have it here, right? Because that's you're leaving your comfort zone, right? And I guess where I'm trying to get at is, have we been taught and exposed enough to get out of our comfort zone to find that success, right? Have you guys been taught about that, or have we been taught so much to find something secure that we've been so scared to go out and take a risk? Right? That's what I want to touch upon. Right? Because in Manitoba, you're not going to find a lot of opportunities here, whatever job it is. It's so hard. Employment stability is so frequent around here, as in people have been working at their job for so long, they're not planning to leave anytime soon, which it makes things harder for us, at least here in Manitoba and Winnipeg, for
And
example.
that's another thing that I find with Winnipeg is like it's so hard to live here for somebody who wants to aspire the things that I want, because like I feel like Winnipeg or even Manitoba is a suffocating place, because growing up you're taught you get a job, you do well at that job, or go to school, get a job, do well, you are in a relationship, you end up getting married, having kids, and you stay in this place, and you just work then you travel, and then you do all the type of things that you want to do with that hard-earned money. But for something like what I want to do, it's impossible for me to find it anywhere here, so I have to strive and like keep working forward to move out.
Right, but you're willing to move out.
I'm willing to move, but
Right.
at the end of the day too, like Winnipeg is home. This is where like my family and my friends are. I will never forever stay away from
And that's where I'm
Winnipeg.
trying to get at. Like, I feel like a lot of our generation, or whatever the case, I guess our millennial generation, I don't think we really want to leave as much as we should for the better of our career. And is that based on how we feel or what we were taught? Because I feel like for us,
I feel like it's almost brainwashed.
Yeah.
right, that's what I'm trying to get at, right? Like, I feel like we were kind of influenced where, I don't think, like, they don't want us to take too much risk. I feel like when they took risks back then, they got them into trouble, right? Whereas for us, I think we need to kind of take risks for our better success for our career, right? And I don't feel like many of us in this room, besides Janessa, want to leave, because I don't want to leave. If I could, I'd find my success in my career here, right? Like, I want to know, like, would you leave Winnipeg?
I think that I can't answer it that way because, okay, sure, yeah, I can say like I would leave, maybe come back eventually,
Right.
But the realistic reason why I think most people don't or can't, or no, don't is because they can't. Every person I know that has left to either stay away or come back, they've done it with family support, or they knew somebody already, or they saved up the money after working hard years of doing it, and also they either pursued school or got a job opportunity. There's not people who, like, okay, so I know you're saying like for career opportunities people have left, and so I'm just thinking that like people weigh career versus staying here, and the reason why most people don't do it is because it's probably one of the most difficult things to do and they don't have the support to do that.
And that's where I'm trying to get at is like, it's hard for me to kind of word it where, because you just don't get a lot of support, right? So is it...
I feel like if there was more support, especially in our city where most people stay, if more people were going out and doing stuff or moving away, if like half our group left, it's like, maybe I would do it.
Yeah, you feel obligated to.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Or like you feel more open to the idea because we're most of us aren't open to it, right?
Right.
You feel like it's too much of a high risk and high cost adventure.
Yeah. But like, some people out there, their parenting, for example, is like, when they turn 18, it's all in their lives now, right? Whereas, for example, some of our families, like, they just don't want us to go through that, but some of us may need it in order to grow. So what I was gonna try and get is like, do you put it on yourself, or do you put it on your upbringing that you can't get out?
I think both.
Yeah, both.
And I'm asking you to look at your own lives and say, is it because is it because of me or my parents? I don't know. Like, that's what I'm trying to get. Because, like, for me, for example, I don't blame my parents. I blame myself for not wanting to leave because I don't want to leave. But I know that if I were to leave, go anywhere else, I could probably find a lot better success. But I don't want to leave because I know if I were to ask my parents, they support me so much in my life to let me do whatever I want, that I don't really need to leave. But I just never felt the need to leave, and I don't blame them for that. But I'm asking you guys, like, do you think it's your parents that have held you back from taking that risk, or is it yourself?
For me, it's been like a little bit of both. Cause like, I like just dropped the bomb a few months ago about like wanting to move to Vancouver and like kind of putting in some plans for it. And my mom started crying. She's like, well, what do you mean you're gonna move?
Oh my god, I can imagine her like bursting out into tears. Like
Yeah, I was like, well, why are you crying? Like, you've wanted me either paying rent or like to move out since I was like 20, 21.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you crying at the fact that I might move to Vancouver? Like, you know what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know that it's not accessible in Winnipeg.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very confused as to her reaction when I told her.
Did she tell you why?
And she's like, well, I just thought you would just like move like around the city or like across the city. Because if anything, if I was to move out from my house in Winnipeg and stay in Winnipeg, I'd be living in like this area, like Polo Park area, Maples area, just because like my entire life is here. My friends are here, people who I dance with is here, studio is here, work is here. Like, I just live on the opposite ends of the city, and that's where I'd move to. But that's not something I want. So yeah, she just like ended up crying. She's like, I didn't think you would move across the country. I was like, well, you knew it was gonna happen sooner or later. And yeah, I just feel like I'm 23, so I think it's time for me to really think about getting out and like being on my own.
Right.
But yeah, for the past few years, I liked being at home. I ended up liking it. Because it's nice.
What about you, Julius? Would you leave?
To be honest, I really love Winnipeg. It's like where I was. You get a feeling that like if you're born here, you just love the place. But like if I really, really have to, then
You would?
for the sake of like
Your career?
yeah, if you were given an opportunity, you definitely would take it.
that would if I was given the opportunity to like enhance my life for my friends and family, then I would.
Would you feel scared?
Of course, like going, like you said about comfort zone, like you were like, I guess Winnipeg is a comfort zone for all of us.
That's right.
But like in dance, you have to sometimes be out of your comfort zone to be versatile. So, if like given the chance, it would be scared, but all you need is that one step to actually do it, and then I guess the rest might fall apart, or not fall apart, but like fall into place.
Yeah.
So yes, and if given the chance, I would. Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna ask Selena this because Selena is the only person in this room that's not from Winnipeg, and it's nothing like not to just point out, but you're not from here, right? So, like, but like I want to ask you, like, to leave Victoria, right? How did you come up with the idea, and how did you feel, and like, do you want to go back, and like that's what I want to know. Like, how is it leaving the place that you're so comfortable with and knowing to a brand new place, right?
Well, at the time, I was just like sick of Victoria because there's like nothing to do. It's so small. So I was like planning to move to Vancouver or somewhere else already.
Right.
So like when I got the acceptance letter for University of Manitoba, I just jumped at the chance to move out. So like coming here, I didn't know anyone, didn't know anything about the place.
Right. That's what I was.
I didn't even know how cold it was here.
Right. Yeah.
When did you move here?
New Year's 2016.
Okay.
Like
so
I got off the plane at midnight, New Year's, and it's just like you meet people.
Yeah.
And you always like make new connections. You learn things, so it's like it's a big step, but you do like get used to it.
Did you ever get worried about having money or
See,
meeting
I
new
was
people?
lucky, like Mike was talking about, you have support. Like, I had my parents to
Right.
pay for everything. So
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
have to worry about that.
Yeah.
But before I actually was moving here, I was planning to move out myself, but I had no money. So, like, if I didn't have money, I would have never been able to go anywhere.
Okay, so let me ask you this: if you had the money, like you saved it, let's
Yeah.
just say you saved it, but your parents—I'm not gonna say your parents are not gonna support you, but they're not gonna do anything about you.
I would
moving.
have still moved.
You would have still
Because
moved.
there's nothing in Victoria. Like, there's no opportunity for, like, work or school.
Okay.
So I would have moved for myself.
It's a smaller Winnipeg, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Okay. But that's what I want
more
to. I
tourist
want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
And, like, everyone I know in Victoria, they did end up, like, moving, like, halfway across the world or the country.
Like her best friend.
Okay, mine moved to the Yukon, of all places.
What the heck?
She got a government job.
She met
with, like, no experience.
Sorry.
Yeah, like, because there's nothing up there, she got a government job with no experience. Gets paid like $20 an hour right now, and they pay
Yeah.
for school.
Government jobs are solid,
But
and
like,
that's where like
that's
the no
because there's
school
nothing up
comes
there,
in.
and they want you to relocate.
would you go to UConn?
Me?
If I get the opportunity to get like a government job and everything,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like not permanent.
It's not permanent.
Well, like you don't have to stay there. You can just
So you can request to leave.
yeah. Like she's planning to leave in like next 2 years after she finishes school.
Can you request
Okay.
like a different area?
No, I think what Selena means is like just because you have a really good job up there doesn't mean you have to stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can quit and
She
go
got
whenever you want.
experience and everything, and then she's gonna get like
Ah, there it is.
diploma,
Okay.
and then she
right.
can just leave, or she can get a job anywhere else.
Yeah.
But the opportunity, like, was the best opportunity she could get.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it's given to me, sure, why not?
So I know your main question has been like, would you if you could?
Yeah.
And I do think most of us would.
Right.
But the reality is, most of us cannot. That's
Cannot,
what I
yeah, I like that.
yeah
Like on our own.
on our own
Yeah.
Yeah.
without parent or assistance or knowing somebody already. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. So I just think that if you ask most of us, we would if we could.
Yeah.
Except Julius.
mean,
I mean, you would. Sorry, I remember you said you would, but you said you love Winnipeg, so you'd probably come back, obviously. So.
I mean, it's been done. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like people say like
You tell him, Phil.
like for instance, my best friend moved to Vancouver literally all on her own. Her parents have been very supportive throughout her life, but literally did not give her anything, which was really surprising at the end of the day. They gave her like one pot to go there with. Like
Did she even use it?
I think so.
Did you know people there though?
Yes, that's the thing. So there is the support of friends of being like,
She
yeah,
found a place with them, right? Didn't she isn't she have a roommate?
she is now, but when she first moved out there, her first year
She had
was
to
in,
live by herself.
yeah, she
I
lived her
remember
by
that.
herself.
Right.
Like she saved up 10 plus grand just for her first year of moving out there.
Oh,
And she
okay.
lived by herself in her own apartment, one bedroom, and she like did it on her own.
Yeah. But see, you
Which
have to
is
save
great.
10 grand.
We
Okay.
don't have
Right.
to, but it's a good start because what if something really bad happens?
Right.
Where your apartment falls through for the first month or you just need to be prepared.
Well, no, that's what I mean. Like, you have to really prepare for it if you're gonna do it on your own. You know what I mean? It's not as simple as like that's not easy for someone to do. They
No.
they had to like
Commit
pursue
to that.
commit and pursue that
Yeah.
super hard, right? But that's all I mean. Like,
Yeah.
is like without pursuing it super hard, like not all of us could do that either. That's just my point.
I mean, if you put your mind to it, you can. That's kind of what my argument is too.
It's not that simple.
That's what you said earlier. Like, you put your heart into it, or whatever. Whatever you just said.
It doesn't pay rent.
It doesn't.
I'm sorry, like it doesn't pay rent. That's why I can't save money.
Right. Okay. So there's a good point where the effort sometimes doesn't equal the
Turnout.
the return, right? So doesn't that ever sometimes like how would you counter that? Because a lot of us will go to that point where we say it's like, you can work as hard as you want to, but if I'm not going to get anything out of it, there's no point. So would you
Like for example,
just anything, like let's just say if I were to not be working right now, I would be in school
Right.
But I can't make money. So why would I go to school? And let's take out family and say my family's going to pay for my school. Why would I go to school if being in school doesn't help me pay money, like get money to live?
To
Right.
pay for your life.
To pay for my life.
So you're saying like you have no financial support. You're having to pay your own rent, your own groceries,
Yeah.
your own hydroelectric.
And what I'm trying to get at with this is that that's what our parents had to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Because for us, majority of us, not you, for example, just because our families came here by sponsorships to the Philippines. So they didn't really have money. The only money they had was to send the kids, like our parents, here. And our parents had to work to get the money, right? So their money that they worked for has been invested in us. And that's why they focus so much for us to go to school, right? So we get stuck in a position where, like if we were to be put in that situation at our generation,
Right.
where we don't have financial support, but we do, but if we didn't have financial support, like, why would we go to school at all? Why would we put the effort into doing something that we're so passionate about? Like if I wanted to be an actor, right? But I know that getting to that point of being an actor, it's not guaranteed, and I'm not going to make money on the way. So why would I invest money into it? Is what I'm trying to get at. Like, how would we counter that?
I mean, I guess the idea is school will be worth it after you're done it.
Right.
But then try to work at the same time, I guess.
Right.
But fortunately, it would have to be probably full-time work, especially if you're supporting yourself.
But then that means you run out of time. You won't have enough time to put the time into your passion.
Right.
Right.
Oh, sorry. So.
Because you have to be working to make the money. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's like
That's
if
kinda
you don't
like-
have enough time to put it into your passion because you're too busy trying to live, what's the point of putting it into your passion? That's what I'm trying to get. It's like, how would we counter that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we get stuck in that. We would get stuck into that because we want to do whatever it is that we want to do, but we can't because we're stuck in whatever the scenario may be, right? And then we get lost in our passion to do it. Like there's no point of us doing it. We'll say that. There's no point now. We're either too old, we don't have enough money, so maybe let's not shift it towards us. Let's shift that kind of advice towards somebody else or a younger generation. So how would we give that advice to somebody else then?
Sometimes it's just a sacrifice you have to make.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Priorities.
Priorities, and your passions can still always be your hobbies. Like you can still do them. It's just you have to be able to support yourself in order to do them. It doesn't mean you have to stop completely. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't pay rent, luckily. My mom's bugging me for it. But, I mean, yeah, for the most part, I pay everything myself other than rent. I pay my own food, my own gas, my own insurance.
Yeah.
I still work 2 jobs, and I'm still trying to dance as much as I can in my free time.
You'd
And-
sacrifice sleep for that?
I have.
And social life?
Yeah.
You see that triangle thing where it's like
Well, like,
social life?
Pick 2.
Yeah, pick 2, right? Yeah.
well, also, like, growing up in dance, I've always had a social through dance. Like, I didn't have to pick. Like,
Right.
I honestly didn't even have school friends growing up because all my friends were at dance because I was there 6 days a week. Like, I had 0 school friends. These are, like, you guys are the most other non-dance friends that I have and have had because all
We're all
my...
dancers. That's not good at it.
Have you seen Mike?
Have you seen us in Dance Central?
Yes, I have. That and rock band.
Get down like nobody's fucking business.
Yeah, we're all in a band.
Yeah.
But yeah, like...
Rock band.
I don't know, for like advice for people that have, you just have to, it's so hard because there's so many times where I've gotten lost through it because living in Winnipeg is just so suffocating for me. As much as I love it, it's just suffocating, and
Get out.
it's almost like it's really hard to focus on what your dreams and what you really want when you are having to work full time. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But you just have to keep pushing forward.
If you don't pay rent, go to school. That's my advice.
Yeah, kids, go to school.
Because you're not trying
Drink
to
milk.
keep up on every single bill you have, and you're not working full time, so you have the time and possibly money, and obviously parental support to do it. Because you're gonna hit that roof eventually where you can't make your own house or have kids because you didn't get lucky enough to get a promotion or a really good job.
Or get picked up on Twitch.
Yeah, or got famous. Because before, our parents could combine their wages, and also there were high demand jobs like Bristol and Boeing that pay really well, and other manual crazy labor jobs. Because now people don't want to do manual labor jobs. But there are people who go to oil rigs, people who do construction. Look at us, who would do that, right? And it really sucks because every month you lose like a paycheck to bills and rent, and the rest of it is like you can't enjoy yourself or you can't save money, unfortunately.
But there are a lot of people, to what you said before, who don't go to school, they resort to the trades. And some trades you don't even need to go to school, like construction.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like people who can do that, do it, but not everyone can.
Right. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Because if I wanted to do oil rigs, I would have done that a long time ago. You know how much money they make?
School,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a depressing job.
And then it dropped.
And then it dropped. Yeah. Then everyone came back from Alberta. Forgot about that.
It's super depressing to be in an oil rig, though.
Oh, 100%. You're so isolated.
Yeah.
You have like 0 friends. You're in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. Like
During ass eating season.
69.
Is that a city in Alberta?
15 miles west.
Weast.
like Diane. Rubbing that in. Like Diane.
And all those viral people, like, damn, Daniel.
Yeah.
Fuck!
Oh,
The fucking Walmart yodel kid.
Yeah, that kid. And then he performs at Coachella, like, couple weeks later.
Yeah,
And then, like, and then Post Malone meets up with him. All these other rappers meets up with him. Like, he makes his own
French
recording.
Montana, the bullshit.
Yeah! Like,
It's not
all
fair.
the viral shit that goes on is just, it puts so much negativity on everybody else. I feel.
They're trying to live a normal life.
Sometimes I feel like I want to do something so stupid that I'm not, like that
You
shit
get
would get viral.
Right?
Like Vine.
Yeah.
How many people got viral and famous on Vine?
For making
too?
5-second dumb videos.
Literally. And also like,
Logan Paul. King Batch. all
yeah,
those
yeah.
guys.
And then like Us the Duo actually got really famous off Vine too.
Oh yeah, the
And now that they're with Tori Kelly,
Yes.
they're touring.
Tori Kelly got married.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
My sad.
The Dear Someone or Dear Nobody is now Dear Someone.
Congratulations.
It's dear nobody.
She has a song.
Dear no one.
Dear Nobody.
Oh, sure, okay.
This is your love song.
I only know that song because it plays with the playlist at work.
Really?
So you hear it like 8 times a day.
Weird.
I actually hear it once a day. Once, twice if I'm there all day.
Back to the Vine thing though, I think it's so stupid how like dumb things make people famous. Like that
How
Daniel
stupid
kid
are dumb
wasn't
things?
he wasn't even like doing anything
They're so
funny
dumb.
or whatever. He just kept repeating the same thing, and then he got a lifetime supply of Vans. And then that
From
yodel
Ellen.
Kid, yeah, and then that yodel kid was
Fuck
just
Ellen.
yodeling at Walmart.
I love Ellen.
And then he got famous and got to perform at Coachella. Like
And then what is her name? What is her name? She's like, she does things for Vogue. No, it's like the mulatto girl, really curly hair. Lisa that's not her name. Oh, Liza. Do you know Liza? No?
Yeah, she's like very loud. She's like a
Yeah,
big mouth,
she's really loud.
yeah.
I don't know what her nationality is, but
She's a
anyway,
blend of very many things.
she's freaking gorgeous.
Yeah.
But I saw her on a red carpet interviewing celebrities, like for Vogue. Like,
It's crazy.
what the hell?
I'm not trying to like belittle people's dreams. Like I'm sure that Coachella yodel kid wanted to yodel all his little life, but it's like other people deserve to get recognition for things that little people who are just like doing random things get huge recognition for, and it's not fair.
That's another thing too. It happens all the time in the dance world. Like Taylor Hatala from Edmonton.
Young when she
Her and her sister like are now just ridiculous. Because Taylor also got recognition from Ellen, and then she just blew up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she was like 11 at the time. Now she's around 15 or something. And her sister are just blowing up. They're like dancing in and out of LA. They all have like, and Taylor danced with Janet, the last Janet tour, and the girl's only like 12 years old.
It's crazy.
And that's another thing hard. That's another hard thing with dance too, is that all these kids are getting professional jobs when a lot of the jobs require you to be like 18, 19, and all these kids are getting them.
Mm-hmm.
So you just feel like a little
It's a lot.
pushed out.
Basically, kids are stupid.
That's
kids,
basically the same thing like I was touching on earlier with luck. Like the whole like viral video thing blowing up, literally luck.
Yeah.
It's just how many Facebook views do you get, and if you get enough, then some or not some, but Ellen will then put you on her show.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's just like, do you get noticed enough to get spotted by a celebrity?
What about that guy from Target? Like, he wasn't even doing anything. He was just working at Target, and he got on Ellen.
Oh, that
He
hot
was
guy from
good looking.
Target?
He's not that hot.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty good looking.
He's just white.
Good looking.
not white.
That's why he's
I know.
good looking.
I don't think he's white, is
He's
he?
put there.
Was he? I have no idea. You put that on me. I don't know. That didn't
What?
work out.
Put what on you, Mike?
And see you guys later.
What?
That's podcast.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, we're getting there to the end though. I
pretty
think
long.
we've been like running for a long time.
Yeah.
What are we at now?
I think about like an hour and a half.
It's like 10:40.
Yeah, I think we started like an hour and a half
Damn.
ago.
Woohoo!
That was good
Yeah.
though.
We
Before
ran.
we step off, are there any other comments or things that we wanted to bring up before we finish off here?
Have you guys heard of the like I feel like that's all I've been talking about tonight, but the whole like content creator thing. Have you heard of any content creator that was just consistently pumping out consistently pumping out stuff to finally get noticed? Do you think that would be luck, or that would just be hard work? Because I don't know if you guys heard of MKBHD. This was just some random kid talking to his laptop webcam about tech, and before he even got like noticed, he had already like 100-something videos. So he had already put in all that work.
Yeah.
But for him, like, after a long time, he finally got noticed. But this guy has, like, I don't know if you guys heard about those like indie like awards that like some like people like YouTubers like. I forgot what the whole like.
There's like
what
a
that
full
award show is.
YouTube
Yeah.
award thing that happened.
That's a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it happened a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Just this year.
Yeah.
This guy won the content creator of the decade.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and he started off as a kid that would literally just talk to his webcam about like gadgets that he would have, like his cell phone, for example, or like a certain laptop that he
Like
had.
reviews.
Literally reviews that he was doing.
I
Do you think that's hard work, or do you think that's hot?
I think that's work.
That's definitely a hustle. Like he hustled for those videos and to put them out. And it's just also a matter of networking too.
Well, if he also continued to do it, then he loved to do it too. So it could have been.
Yeah.
Like something's
his
good to
own- yeah.
bound to come out of it
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
put in that work.
When you love it, yeah.
Yeah.
In the end, it was still. I still think it was luck that discovered him.
Yeah.
Like,
And then, yeah.
I mean, he put in, but also he would have to be like
Yeah.
one of the people to be putting in that amount of work to be noticed, and I think obviously that's not lucky, but I think it was lucky enough that putting in that work got noticed. In my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's hard to be original on YouTube. because there's always like 5 other people that are doing the same thing that you're doing or have
At
the
least
same
5.
idea that you
At
have.
least 5.
But then
Gotta be at
also-
least. Stop making
Gotta
fun
be
of
at
me.
least 12.
But then
Right now, though.
I think you could still do somewhat, like for beauty stuff, for example. Like so many people do unboxing
Yeah.
of,
Love it.
or like
Product.
a $3,000 haul from Sephora.
Yeah.
Like so many people do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just drop money. But it's then the people who are clicking on those videos like that person.
Mm-hmm.
That's where like the uniqueness and people liking you
Yeah.
come from too.
You have to be nice. People aren't gonna watch YouTubers. who
Also,
are
side
rude.
note, did you know that Jaclyn Hill and her husband
Split up.
split up? I'm so sad.
Oh my god.
She always said in her videos for many years, like, her and her husband John, or ex-husband now, got married at a very young age, went through a ton of shit, and like
Work through it.
worked through it, and then like
Together.
for so long, their mutual friends would be like, you guys aren't gonna last, you guys are gonna divorce, like you guys married so young, you're just gonna end up divorced. And there's so many times where
How old
Jaclyn
are
was
they?
like, they're both like 27.
When they get married?
When did 19?
Wow.
Yeah.
Alright.
So
Not
like
too bad.
around 10 years. I'm sure they were together for longer than 10 years. But it's just sad now that they are getting a divorce and like
When is too young to be married for you guys?
16.
You can get
Or
married
what's
at-
what's an appropriate what is the youngest appropriate age to you to be married?
Gotta be at least 5.
Shut up.
5 years old.
Yeah.
And now pronounce you man and wife.
Lowest
Well, not
possible
here,
age.
but
I pronounce you boy and girl.
that also brings me back to your first
Fetus and fetus.
Was it your first one or your second one?
About?
Your podcast about maturity versus age?
Oh yeah.
I think that's our second podcast.
Something.
Something like 1 or 2, but yeah, it's a fine line, because even I think like I'm way too young to be married at this moment, but then there's 10 other people that I went to high school with that are married and have 2 kids already.
Do they have
Yeah.
jobs to support the kids?
I'm sure
That's
they
when
do,
That's when you're ready to get
Yeah.
married.
Some do.
but again, that goes back to maturity level though. Right?
Yeah, but if you can support it and you think you're ready, then do it.
Yeah, look at Adam.
Yeah.
Immature as fuck.
Who's I?
Yikes.
It's one of my best friends.
But like, don't you think that like
Blast.
if you didn't even know their whole background or anything like that, and then you just say like, well, how old are they? And you're like, 22, and you're like,
I mean, I guess so,
right,
but I'm fully so. I mean, that's why I can't look at it at just age.
right.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But then you're also judging one or the other.
Yeah. I am.
Yeah. That's it though. That's
I am judging.
Just like Adam. The kids our age, and in my opinion, when I got found out that he was gonna have a kid, I kind of freaked out. But then this was like last year. We were 23, 24, and then that's the. In like realism, that's the ideal time to have a kid and get married, right? This kid's 25. He has 2 kids now.
Well, people
Maybe-
tend to reflect on how they compare to themselves. Like, am I ready? Then they compare
Okay,
ages.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
You compare to yourself and see how you are.
Because I for sure I'm not ready for that. Sorry, Chas.
The blast.
But if
No blast because there's no kid.
But then there's this one person who I know from high school who I recently caught up with. I was like, so what are you doing? What's going on? She's working a full-time job. She has her own apartment. I'm like, well, do you just want to work? You don't want to go back to school? Because she never went back to school after high school. And she's like, no, I literally just want to be a stay-at-home mom. I was like, wow, you are 21, who I was talking at the time.
21.
She was 21.
Wow.
She's still in her relationship from high school. They've been dating for 6 years now, 5 years, and that's all she ever wants.
I
So,
went to
like-
school to just not do anything. That's cool.
Yeah, she's been working jobs. She's in a steady job. She got her own apartment. She's living on her own. Her boyfriend is not living with her. They are separated. I mean, they're still dating, but they are living
in
separate.
different- Yeah.
And yeah.
Wow.
So those people that our parents, those were our parents back then. They just got a
That's
job.
what. Yeah, that's where I was gonna get. It's my parents got my mom was 20
My mom was 22 and she
yeah,
had
my
me.
mom was 22 when they got married.
It's a different
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
It was.
It was a different
Because now
time.
everyone's getting married in like their late 20s, 30s. If
You-
not, it's
but
like
you-
either early 20s or like late 20s is when people.
But when you look at it, like, in the general knowledge, you think that 21 is a young age to get married or have
It
a
just
kid,
feels young.
right?
It feels
The look of the number and the sound of the number is like, yeah, it's kind of young, but at the same time, you're now getting into your 20s, which means now all your high school friends are gonna have babies and gonna be married.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it feels like I'm still 18, but I'm 23.
Oh yeah, I
know?
feel like I'm 18 every day.
So,
At least
I'm 18 up here for sure.
It's gonna be at least 12.
I gotta be at least 12.
Like 24, 18.
She got them light up sneakers. You know she's too young.
Oh no.
I've only had one pair of legs.
she's too young for you, bro.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you. That's the right one.
From?
Jersey Shore!
Too young for you, bro.
If she's still riding a tricycle, she's still young for you, bro.
That's where that came from.
You guys still watch that show, by the way?
Yeah.
Yes, I do!
Yes,
I'm watching the new season right now.
Such a stupid ass show.
Yo,
new season?
none of them have changed.
Sorry, that sentence literally made me lose brain cells. I'm sorry. I didn't
So
like Jersey
funny.
Shore.
It is so funny. It's such a good
It's
show.
just so much.
It's just another people are stupid, make them famous.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys get paid to party. I fucking hate that.
They're Facebook in a
Yeah.
nutshell.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
wow.
like Kim Kardashian.
Comeback story.
Hey,
Come back.
Yeah, how's
she
that?
put in
Hell of a
work, guys. She put
Hell
in
of a
work.
comeback.
Yeah, that ass.
Get it? A comeback?
Come back on her back.
Coming her back.
Yeah.
She gets it on her
She
back.
did come on her back, right?
But she.
All right.
All right,
well,
I think we should end it here for today.
Thanks, Janessa.
we'll come back to that next time.
Oh my god.
This is
Part
definitely not
two.
gonna, this is definitely not going to be the last of
Part
the
2.
regular.
There's gonna be a part 2.
Yeah.
With game.
But anyways, thanks for tuning in for this last almost 2 hours of conversation. I
You
like
can
to
catch us on YouTube.
Yeah, catch us on YouTube. I don't have any more space on SoundCloud, so move to YouTube. But anyways, I'd like to thank everybody here today. Julius, Gerwin, Janessa, Mike, Selena, Chas, Jade. I'd like to thank every single one of you for coming out today and joining me on my podcast. And yeah, thanks again for everyone that tunes in. I'm surprised if anyone actually does, but yeah, thanks again. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Peace out. Anytime.